I spoke to her when she reported Henry's escape, but I didn't see her until the crisis meeting after the killer had been arrested. Did you experience a comms blackout last night from the reality folding drive burst? I didn't. When they have occurred before, they have always been hard to pinpoint. They don't affect the whole island. Witness, I need to talk to you. What do you know about this device that I found? It looks like it records the death screams you suffer from and replays them. Been fitted with a directional speaker that allows them to be targeted. I found it pointed at Henry's cell. Doomjazz hypothesized that someone possessed by a demon would get agitated by it and have a spike of adrenaline. Sounds perfect for whipping Henry into a frenzy when Akiko went to execute him, giving him a chance to escape. The death screams are torture. I would never inflict them on anyone else. So you're denying it? Of course. There's no evidence that I placed or used the device. Doomjazz told me that you asked about overcoming Henry's inhibitors. The end of an island is endlessly fascinating. The symphony of finales all hanging in the balance. Having a demonically possessed prisoner is a significant risk. I need to know everything there is to know. So you weren't trying to find out how to overcome them to help Henry escape? Don't be ridiculous. How would that help our holy mission? What do you know about the Fourth Holy Seal? Nothing, Lady Love Dice. It is one of the Council's secrets. A god told me that you went and carved off some flesh. What's up with that? Not your concern. I vehemently disagree. Fine. The island's dying and I want to know why. Demons come to us and rot our triumphs. Do gods attract them? Does keeping one on the island make demonic invasions more likely? Why carve his flesh? Seems like a sin. I needed to study it. You can feel the cosmos when you look at the flesh of one of our lords. He is linked to the stars. Is he a magnet? What did you find? Nothing. The holiness of a lord should never have been questioned. Can I verify this is true? I conducted the research in private. I don't like the sound of this, witness. Why did you give Sam a piece of godflesh to hide? What did he tell you? You first. I needed somewhere to store the flesh. I am worried that there are people in the syndicate that will sabotage my research. Who? I have nothing concrete. And then what? And the why? That awful nickname, Perfect 25. The desire for perfection now. They don't want someone proving the council wrong. So you didn't use it with Sam to breach the Fourth Holy Seal? This is the first I've heard of it being used with the Fourth Seal.
I have a bad feeling about this.
We'll see about that. Know anything about demons on the island? Demons? I don't. They're a blight of our holy work. Corrupting our righteous home. The marshals exterminated them all after they came to the island. There shouldn't be any left.
Paradise feels wrong.
I have testimony that you were used in the secret bunker for demonology research. From who? What do you think? Whatever you think you know, you don't. I always work for our holy masters. This has nothing to do with the murder of the council, though. I found a killer demon inside the council penthouse with the victim's blood all over its claws. You think you're onto something, but you don't know what you're talking about.
Paradise feels wrong.
Then why don't you tell me? If you think you have some wild conspiracy theory, you'll need to prove it in the trials. I won't talk further about this. See you in court. The monster movements have been recorded by the Grand Marshal. Know anything about the murder of the Marshal Guards outside the council building? Is this case not open and closed? Do you believe there is more? Have you scoured the council building? What do you know about the murder of Grace Bloodlines? Wasn't that case solved years ago? Do you know anything about the Third Holy Seal? The Holy Seals are kept a secret on purpose. There we go. Oop. Whee! Oh. I should be able to hang out. That's the hope. Yeah, I can. What do you want, freak? What kind of music do you like, Yuri? Good, a properly addressed question. What do you want to know? I want to get to know you. Have you been drinking? Do you have any interests? I do enjoy some music, classical, music that improves your mind. Studies show that the impact of listening to classical music only lasts for 10 minutes. There aren't any long-term effects. Quite. Okay. I don't think I'll be able to speak with him any further. I can just hang out with him. Yeah, I'm going to say I can probably do the same with Carmelina.
What do you want?
I have a
But I think I
bad
only have
feeling
to
about this.
hang out with Carmelina once more, and then that's her maxed out.
We have achieved perfection.
I want to give you something, investigator. There we go. Bloodless Blood
That's
Dancer Eye.
strange.
An eye? It's the eye of a worshipper of Blood Dancer. It's been preserved and reformatted into a storage device.
Craft is its own
The chronicles of Blood Dancer have been imprinted into it. By examining the crevices of the eye, you may learn about the god.
Facts and the truth.
Blood Dancer
Not the same.
caused multiple planet-wide genocides as he perfected his insane technology.
Your job.
There are always sacrifices for progress, investigator. I don't know if that is true, Architect. It depends on your priorities, investigator. A life lived purely for others denies your true self. A life lived in balance sees a glimpse of potential. To deny potential is to deny progress.
Achieved perfection.
You understand?
Investigating this knowledge.
Is it? Ah. You fail in your craft and the world suffers.
Craft is its own reward.
Please go and enjoy the island, Lady Love Dies. Through it, you may learn more about yourself.
Glad to be back.
There's her. A gift from Carmelina, the preserved eye which has had the chronicles of the god Blood Dancer recorded onto it. There's that. Well, there is no phone around here. I'm gonna say there's one here. Yeah, fast travel to One Last Kiss. There we go. So should be able to max her out. Oh, here is alibi. Did you experience a comms blackout last night from the reality folding drive burst? It would be very convenient for that to happen last night, wouldn't it? I think whoever told you that is lying. Yeah, I think so too. How do you deal with the corrupt ruling class?
Investigator.
No society has ever worked that out. The real world would be a different place if they had. The ruling class are more insidious than the gods. The corrupt all that they touch, mutating societies to be something that only benefits them. For every ruler that meets a guillotine, another takes their place. Society bursts them with no respite.
Do you understand?
What would you do?
Investigator?
Change hearts to change minds. I hope you're right. I hope you can do it. The cycle will repeat until you do. I've enjoyed our conversations, but you have a job to do. Paradise needs saving. I will assist you where I can. Oh, investigator, I have something for you. I don't need it anymore. A vintage watch. Why do I need it? Never forget that the clock is ticking. One Last Kiss's watch. She doesn't need it anymore. It says that. I'll actually save. Right, fast travel to Doom Jazz? I think I can max him out now. I'm pretty sure I can. Oh no, there is more stuff to talk about too. It's probably just Yuri. Oh, never mind, there's a lot more. Did you experience a comms blackout last night from the reality folding drive burst? Can't say I did, they're pretty unusual. Akiko thinks the demon tricked the inhibitors and that's how Henry escaped. Certainly a theory. Is it a good one? There's no proof, I can't say anything without proof. We've never encountered this phenomenon before, but every race of demons is different. It's worth considering, but you need to try and find proof before relying on a theory. Keep that in mind. What about death screams? Could they cause an adrenaline burst? Maybe, but I don't know how you'd weaponize a death scream. What about one of these?
Theoretically,
It looks like it records death screams. Is that a directional speaker?
Sure.
It is. How would you record a death scream? You could record the brain activity using electrodes. This device looks like it has a crystal in it. Some crystals are capable of recording emotions. Death scream gets written to that, and upon stimulation, the crystal would output the scream. It's a one-shot use though. You can see that the crystal is burnt out. I could never experience the death screams as I'm not a sufferer. I presume you want my opinion though. The demon that possessed Henry is attuned to psychic energy. This could have been used to agitate it. Handy if you want to turn Henry into a weapon. Dead marshal examination? Did you examine the dead guards at the first Holy Seal? Nope, Akiko wouldn't let me. Why? She said that's military jurisdiction. She didn't want the corpses of her soldiers disrespected with a post-mortem.
What the hell?
Even though there could be evidence? In her mind, she's already got the case solved. Henry's behind bars and he clearly did it.
Sure.
Do you believe that? I'm not much into beliefs, Love Dies. I'm waiting to see what truth you find. Is there a database of DNA or blood samples for everyone on the island? You want to run some blood? Wish I could help. Just after the crisis meeting last night, parts of the central server started corrupting.
Don't test me.
That's convenient,
The island is about to end.
isn't it? I became aware of it because the terminal in my lab does an automated backup in the early hours. I got a report that the backup failed. I took a look at it and part of the medical archive had corrupted. What about the backup of the central server on the moon?
I'm a professional.
That went down as well. The corruption spread, not to all of the moon database. I can still access most of the files on there. Where is the server on the island? In the caverns under the island. Masahiro Heavy Industries maintains it. The only entrance into the caverns is via the Deep Factory, and that's under lockdown.
That's
Why?
weird.
The Deep Factory shut down at the end of the island. Only 4 people could unlock it. Council members make an origin, ran Masahiro, but her dead body is up in the council penthouse. Same with Pandora too. She ran Dead Nebula and the Deep Factory. Nicolina Rose is second in command of Dead Nebula, but they're on the next island. Lydia took them early on. And Balthazar Tears was Macon's assistant at Masahiro, but he's on the next island as well.
Don't like this.
I'll go to the 25th island and bring Nicolina and Balthazar back, and they can open up the Deep Factory so I can find out what the hell is going on with that server.
My favourite investigator.
Not so fast, Love Dies. No one leaves the island. Judge's orders. Besides, you need Lydia to take you to the next island, and she's on your list of suspects, right?
I don't like this.
So what do I do about this server? 2 options. Chalk it up to bad luck and coincidence, or let it fuel a dreadful, all-consuming conspiracy. Bad luck. The first option seems less stressful.
Fabulous.
Keep on trucking, Love Dies. Unfortunate. You examined Grace Bloodlines when Henry killed her, right, Doc? A nasty one for sure. Was there anything odd about the scene or the victim? You mean odd for a case of demonic possession? Didn't get to examine the scene for long. Akiko was in a rush to contain the area, and it was a pretty open and shut case. The markings on Grace were strange, though. In what way? Henry's other victim, his mother, had the same sigils scorched onto her skin as Henry. Grace had those sigils, but they weren't scorched. They looked like they had been carved with a blade. The demon inside Henry burnt with a cosmic fire, and Henry's victims received the same branding. So if he killed the council, they'd all carry the sigils? Depends on how we did it. I don't have a lot of evidence to support this, but I expect the sigils to only be scorched on victims he had sustained close contact with. A cut and run probably wouldn't do it, but a strangulation would. I should mention that I would expect the inhibitors to prevent or limit the scorching of those sigils into victims. So why were Grace's sigils cut into her? I wrote it off to the madness of demonic possession. We don't know a whole lot about this kind of thing, so I figured he carved them himself as some kind of ritual. Can't say for sure though. Thanks for your help, Doc. Yeah, okay. What do you know about a photo taken at Grace's throat during your examination? I took photos, but they were confiscated by Akiko, classified or whatever. I found one on the Marshal's server. Can I get your opinion on it? The bruising on the throat looks odd. That's because the fingers that did it aren't uniform. In normal strangulation and bruising, you can see areas of pressure from the fingertip and the knuckles. The pressure on these is misaligned. This is normally because the attacker is wearing jewelry, specifically in this case, a ring on their wedding ring finger. What about power armor? No, the gauntlets on the Marshal's power armor are gloves with armor plates on the top of the hands. Who wears a wedding ring, or wore a wedding ring? This was 10 years ago. Doc, the third Holy Seal is a bloodlock coded to the Council blood. Makes sense. Who's got Council blood?
Is about to end.
Is this a trick question, Love Dies? Only the Council. What if that wasn't true? Are you asking if someone secretly has Council blood? That's a stretch, Love Dies. What about you? Do you keep samples of Council blood? I do for medical reasons. They're locked down though. Could someone have taken one? They're under high security. Anything suspicious recently? Nope. Anyone been in your clinic who shouldn't be in there recently? Nope, although I did catch Sam in there. He was just picking up his prescription though.
The investigator is here.
Can you check that the Council blood samples are all accounted for? Let me just pull up the inventory on my phone. Sorry, the app is taking ages to load.
Theoretically.
That's odd. There's one missing, but the security alarm didn't go off. Whose sample is missing? Kafka Memories. There's an anomaly with Kafka's login to the bloodlock.
No idea.
This is bad, Love Dies. You don't need to tell me. This puts you and or Sam at the scene.
You've got this wrong.
I had nothing to do with this. A blood sample from your clinic was found on the seal. You found Sam snooping in your clinic. Maybe he took the sample and used it.
You've got this wrong.
But it sure as hell wasn't me. Why don't we know who Henry's father is? You mean why wasn't that tracked like every other birth? Yes, you're the doctor after all. When she gave birth, she said she didn't know who the father was. What about DNA? The test came up blank. Isn't that concerning? Very, not a lot I can do though.
That's weird.
Why would a DNA test come up blank? We missed someone and don't have them recorded. I don't think this is important, Love Dies. I'm not sure how this relates to the council murder.
Sure.
What if someone deliberately kept the birth a secret? Why would they do that? Someone having an affair they shouldn't be? It's a possibility, but they'd need some high-level clearance for that. Or access to you. That's quite the accusation, investigator. Do you give Sam blood? Yes, I do. He has a rare condition. You might have noticed he has no flesh and his skeleton is bright red. The council approved letting him have citizen blood that is let in the temple. He developed his condition a few sequences ago. I suspect his body is starting to give out. I think Ice Kawami is Henry's father. What? The blood samples match.
Not nice.
The only place you could have got a sample of Kawami's blood is from his grave. You broke into my best friend's grave to get a blood sample. You desecrate the resting place of someone I consider a brother to run around with some conspiracy theory. We're done here. I like you, investigator, and I'll help you with any genuine lines of inquiry you have, but I won't tolerate this. How else are we supposed to find out? Oh damn.
Theoretically.
I thought I could go after the murder when I examined Henry. Can't help you with anything before that, Love Dies. Is there anything else you can tell me about Henry's movements? Know anything about demons on the island? What are you talking about, Love Dies? The Marshals killed them all, didn't they? Can you feel it in the air? You've been spraying pheromones again?
This is about to end.
I smoked the last time we talked before you and George determined who's guilty.
I'm glad to be back.
We'd better not waste any more time then. It's been wonderful to see you again. You were never good at any good at the conversation afterwards.
Doctors and nurses.
Take this, but save it until you're off duty. Hey! Maybe I'll see you on the next island.
Wonderful.
I hope so. Flamboyant wine. Dead nebulous freedom letter. Rich and full-bodied. Good mouthfeel lingers on the tongue. There we go. Where am I going? Okay. Honestly, I thought the exclamation point might have just been to say that you could talk to them, not hang out with them again. Not so sure that's the case though. Oh, shit. Yeah, I went a little bit too far. Oh, come on. Whee! It says nothing else to talk about, but we can hang out. What is it? You look like the kind of person that likes wine. I do. A refined drink. You're able to enjoy expensive wine, better wine. You're fortunate. In hopes that I have access to all the wines, always a sign of quality. A nicely aged wine is luxury. I'm glad you agree. Not everyone can appreciate wine. It isn't something for novices of the lower class. You're knowledgeable. Yes. Okay. So, we've got a Kiko, Crimson. Oh yeah, I'll probably go and speak with those two first. I'll go and speak with Sam. Because he's relatively close by. I don't know if there's really that much to talk about. Oh, Yuri's alibi. Did you experience a comms blackout last night from the reality folding drive burst? Lydia couldn't contact Yuri for a while. Was that because of a blackout? That's what I'm trying to find out. What were you doing in Doom Jazz's clinic, Sam? What do you mean, investigator? Doom Jazz told me he'd seen you sneaking around his clinic. We must all be deliberate with words, mustn't we? The wrong word choice can darken the truth and cast a false light on conspiracy, can't it? I have a prescription I need to get from the doctor. Prescription? After Lydia killed me on the battlefield and my body refused to die, I lived on in this form. I think it suits me, don't you? Unfortunately, it has become quite debilitating. A few seconds ago I began to require regular blood infusion. Where do you get the blood? It's all ethically sourced from Doom Jazz and approved by the council. Every citizen lets blood as part of their worship, and some of that comes my way. Helping the Syndicate is helping the gods, right? Please check with Doom Jazz, he'll corroborate my story. So if you and Lydia want to get out of the Syndicate, what's the plan for sourcing blood? There are a lot of blood banks out there, LD. I'm not going to start killing, am I? Didn't happen to break into a secure container and take a vial of council blood, did you? That's not something I would do, is it? Why would I need to do that? You would be if you're trying to breach the Holy Seals. Are you accusing me, LD? We'll see. The blood vial in your chiller has a letter K on the label where the first name would be. Kafka Memory's blood sample is missing from Doom Jazz's clinic and you were seen snooping in there. Is there an accusation anywhere in there, LD? Do you know what the Holy Seals are? They are a secret, aren't they? How would I know? One is a bloodlock. Several days ago, that bloodlock was opened by Kafka Memory. I'm sure a council member had business in the council building, didn't they? Montserrat decided that the council should only ever enter the penthouse as a group. I think you used that blood sample to gain access to the penthouse. Why would I do that? Are you denying it? Of course I am. I didn't know what the third seal was until just now, did I? I never said it was the third seal. You did, didn't you? No, I was careful not to. Thanks, Sammy. They always let it slip. What I find most impressive is the fact they're all nice to me. Even after all this. Sure. Then from this I'll go to Crimson. Whee!
Grand Marshal Akiko 14.
Alright. Got a minute, Akiko? You're going to die.
Sure.
Why do you hate me so much, Akiko? I thought you were the investigation freak. It's not that hard to figure out.
I don't like
Because I haven't put a bullet in Henry yet? That's part of it. Why isn't my evidence good enough? Why am I always questioned? Why does someone always know better? I spent millennia protecting this island and this is the thanks I get. Service requires no thanks. What a good lapdog you are. We're done here. So that was number 4. Did you experience a comms blackout last night from the reality folding drive burst? No, I didn't. Why didn't you let Doom Jazz examine the dead bodies of the martial guards? There was no need. They'd been carved up by the monster, who, as I keep saying, is in custody. Surely even the investigation freak can see it's an open and shut case.
I have a bad feeling about
If it was, I wouldn't be here. What can you tell me about the demonic sigils on Grace's body? The same as found on Henry's mother.
The investigator is
I've been told
here.
they weren't. Rena Division sigils were scorched onto her by sustained close proximity to Henry. Grace's were carved into her flesh. Got any proof? No solid proof, just a good bit of testimony. Were you carrying a blade when you arrested Henry? Of course, I always carry my sword and a combat knife. Did you find a blade on Henry when you arrested him, or after he had killed Grace? No. So how did the sigils get carved into her body? No idea. Demons? Thanks for the insight, Akiko. Why did you confiscate the photo of Grace Bloodline's neck from Doom Jazz after the examination? He was murdered by someone possessed by a demon. Anything related to demonic possession is classified. Is that standard procedure, or just evidence for... or just for evidence that doesn't tie into the official story?
You're out of your mind!
Standard procedure. You think you're really smart and clever with your snide insinuations, but you're not. You're wrong. We'll see.
Every division.
Okay. Did you experience a comms blackout last night from the reality folding drive burst? What do you think? I found a forbidden tome about demonology in your apartment. What are you doing with it?
Shocked.
Are you for fucking real? Is this one big fucking joke? What the fuck do you think I was doing with it? Propping up a table? I was doing some fucking demon fuckingology.
The investigator is here.
Who gave it to you? Stranger, we went through this already.
I have a bad feeling.
Is this why your
about
memory
this.
fails you? Don't get cute.
Are you fucking kidding me?
What the fuck is up with the slaughter ritual? Citizens don't get to go to the next island, so a ritual takes place where the citizens are sacrificed to the gods. The temple becomes awash with blood and the psychic energy of the deaths is directed to the gods by the High Priestess.
Of course.
Don't you think that's really fucked up? It's the worst part of this whole thing. Perfect 25 should end it, no more dead
I'm
islands.
shocked. Stunned.
But a big fucking load of kidnapped citizens though, right? Sounds real
Whatever
perfect.
you fucking say.
Whatever. And we've almost maxed these two out. Oh god. I'll just use this to get over to Crimson. No, I'll probably come back here actually. Yeah. No, I don't actually know where that is. Sewer! There it is. Yay!
Crimson acid.
Did you experience a comms blackout last night from the reality folding drive burst? Not down here. Those are very rare, lady. If he's using that as an alibi, you need to be skeptical. There we go. Right, so that's done. Hang on a minute. Who else have I got to speak with? Just Witness and Yuri, I suppose. Wow. This always throws me off because I don't know where I am. Where's the barrack? Okay, I do. Yeah, there's a phone here. So which one is this? Oh, I don't know. What the hell?
Yuri Knight.
Nonsense.
Okay, maybe this is the last time, freak. Have you ever been in love, Yuri? Love doesn't offer anything. Love constrains ambition. It blinds you to your goal. Love can make you understand more about yourself and others.
Insufferable.
Understand myself and others just fine. Some of us are rulers and the rest are meant to be ruled. The world is very simple. You people confuse yourselves with love and affection. It dulls your senses and stops you from achieving excellence.
I don't like this.
If you open your heart, you open your mind. Goodbye. There it is. So that's Yuri maxed out. So I think it's just Witness and the other two. Henry and Akiko. Don't know how close I am to Witness though. Yeah, he gave me a plant, so it's either there's two left or there's just one left.
Witness to the end.
Sure.
My plants. The god tended to us and raised us. Maybe I can hope to have some insight into their brilliance by tending to life myself. Following the footsteps of the gods, in my own humble way. They are glorious cosmic beings that our human minds can barely comprehend.
watching us.
It's foolish to think that I may understand their brilliance, but maybe I can understand more of myself. If you know yourself, you can ward off falling into sin. I'll keep that in mind.
The gods are watching
Oh, there we go.
us.
Do you have something you want to tell? Things happened while you were in exile. The architect and I became close when we married. It didn't last though. She's obsessed with the perfect island. There wasn't any room in her heart for me or the gods. I've been reluctant to tell you until now, but I am worried about her. Her mind is not on the cosmos. In what way? Do you believe that you should be rewarded for your craft? If you enable other people's success. Maybe you can sympathize with the architect then.
Got it.
She architects our islands. Without her, we have nothing. Our work is for the gods. They lifted us up and we must do the same for them. Personal reward is a sin that pushes us from their light.
This island is free.
I fear she has forgotten this. Thank you for confiding in me, witness. Huh. You and Carmelina married 25 years ago? No, we'd fallen apart a few years before that. Why do you ask? Apparently she went into isolation for a year about 25 years ago.
Surely this is a
I remember
joke.
that. I have no idea what she was doing. She liked to lose herself in her work. She said she was working on a project and didn't want to be disturbed. Was full isolation unusual? A little, but I didn't pay much attention. The Syndicate's fall from grace was a bigger concern.
Sure.
Where did she isolate herself? She's always built herself little hideaways in the islands. Places she won't be disturbed. I don't know where it was. Okay.
The gods there in
Did I find out about... the fourth one? Did he use this to get through the fourth holy seal? Okay, I do have more to speak about. Whee! Aw, man. Oh, come on. There we go. Oh, shit. I fell all the way